Started. See if I can make myself any bigger. There we go. All right, that's fine. All right, we got 3 people in here. Um, so today's talk is going to be about how to overcome the fear of entering and the fear of losing. And personally, I have only experienced the fear of entering one time in my entire trading career, and that was after I went on my longest losing streak. I developed that fear, and I'll go into more on that. And then the fear of losing, you know, I have that from time to time, but it's for certain reasons, and I'll also go over that as well. But so the first thing that I want to talk about is um, knowing what you're looking for, and I feel like this has a lot to do with the fear of entering and the fear of losing, because if you don't know what you're looking for and you just get into a trade, or you just get into any trade that it's not really um, quote unquote your model, then of course you're going to be fearful while you're in the trade, and of course you're going to be hesitant to enter the trade because that's not a trade that you really want to take. You're just taking it because you see a potential like setup where you think, oh, price might go here, so I'm just going to get in here. So having that way of thinking will lead to you having that hesitant moment between before you enter, and also like while you're in the trade, you're constantly anxious, you're constantly scared, thinking that you're just gonna get stopped out because you haven't seen whatever you're taking, you haven't seen that happen hundreds and thousands of times. So that can lead to having fear or lack of confidence in yourself because you're not trading a model that you personally know. So you have to know what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're looking for, then you have to go through your journal. If you don't journal, you have to journal the charts as well as your mental. But specifically for this case, I'm talking about the charts. You have to journal the charts and your trades that you take so that you can figure out what trades you personally like taking the most. Like the trades that feel the best for you. Like the trades that when you see it forming, you're like, oh, this is A plus, or this is my setup. This is the A plus model. You want to find those trades in your journal and figure out what makes them A plus, what makes you feel so confident about those trades, and only stick to those trades. That's what I did. Um, Before I knew what I was looking for, I had to do that, figure out what works for me, what I feel most comfortable taking, and that's what I did. I went through my journal, and I found like, okay, like A plus right here. Why is this A plus setup? Okay, and then I went to the next one. Okay, this one's also A plus. Why is this A plus? And I came to I realized that like literally all of those setups that I considered quote unquote A plus literally all looked the exact same. So I just had to I never really did that, and I never really realized that like that was so important as a factor to me in terms of like the trades that I take. And once I did that, things got a lot trading got a lot easier because I knew what I was looking for, and I didn't have that struggle of okay, what am I gonna look for today in price. That's just like another pointless psychological, that's just a pointless mental baggage that you also have to carry into trading, while with all the other stuff going on. So why not just get rid of that, go into the market, I'm looking for this, and if I don't see it, I'm not going to trade, and it's that simple. um, so yeah, number one thing is you have to know what you're looking for, in terms of the fear of entering and fear of losing. But that's just one aspect of it. So now we're going to go into the other ones. The fear of entering, fear of losing also has to do with accepting the risk of trading, right? Nothing will ever be 100% win rate, and there's no point in being fearful of losing if you know what you're looking for, because you're going to have losses. It's like playing basketball and being every time you shoot, you're scared that you're going to miss. Okay, that was like not the best analogy, but you get what I mean. Like you're not going to win every single trade. So being fearful of those losses is only going to make it harder on yourself. And some people are even scared of scared of drawdown, like scared of being in drawdown, but they don't realize that eventually, like if you're trading prop firms or prop accounts, or paper money, it's not going to apply. But eventually, you have to think about it like this: like the moment you press the button when you're on a live account, the moment you get into a trade, you're already in drawdown. Why? Because of commissions, because of the fees. So the moment you press the button, you're already in drawdown. So you can't be fearful of drawdown. There's no need to be scared of drawdown. It's normal. Drawdown is normal, and taking losing trades is normal. Having multiple losing trades in a row is also normal, and you just have to develop that skill of accepting that feeling when you lose, because I believe that is a skill. It's like a muscle that needs to be trained, because you're not just gonna come right out the gates taking a loss in the stock market and you're like, oh, okay, like that's not how it's gonna work. Where everyone is affected by losses at first in the beginning, and you have to train that muscle to develop that skill of becoming accustomed to that losing feeling, and becoming accustomed to taking a loss and still being able to enjoy the rest of your day. Because some people, including me, used to take a loss trading, and then like it would affect their whole entire day. Like it would make their whole day a bad day just because they took a loss trading, or because they took multiple losses trading. So you have to develop that skill to become used to taking losses. And then what else? Stop loss. Don't be scared of your stop loss being hit, because the stop loss is there for a reason. It's to save your account from being blown. So the way that I think about a stop loss is that my stop loss is there to do a job, and that job is to get me out of the market when I am offsides. So that's how I think of my stop loss. So realistically, it's not like I want my stop loss to get hit, but if price is going to reverse against me and I'm offsides, then I would want my stop loss to get hit, because my stop loss is there for a reason. Your stop loss is there to protect capital, and capital preservation is number one in trading. So the stop loss is there to do a job. Don't be fearful of your stop loss being hit, because it's gonna get hit, and when it does get hit, you have to be thankful for your stop loss being there, because imagine if your stop loss wasn't there and price just runs in the opposite direction and never comes back, right? Your account would be gone. So your stop loss is there for a reason. Don't be fearful of your stop loss being hit, and be appreciative when your stop loss gets hit. Don't think about your stop loss as, oh man, I just got stopped out. Now price is gonna go in my direction just because I got stopped out, and it's all my stop loss's fault. It's not your stop loss's fault. It's your fault for placing your stop loss there in the first place. Second place, don't, like I said, you have to change your mindset about how you see a stop loss. So don't see your stop loss as, something bad. See a stop loss as something good, and something that will help you preserve your capital. And all right, next thing, the two main causes for fear while you're in a trade is trading outside your model, which I already went over, and being over leveraged. And being over leveraged, greed, that's a whole another like psychological topic in its own. But we're only gonna lightly cover it today. Being over leveraged is not good for your mind, not good for your account, not good for your capital either. So you don't want to over leverage, right? You don't want to get greedy. And a misconception of the term over leveraged is being over leveraged in terms of your account size. But what most people don't realize is that you can be over leveraged in terms of your mental risk tolerance. That's what I call it, a mental risk tolerance. So each individual person has their own different mental risk tolerance, meaning how much they're able to risk psychologically, no matter the account size. You can have $100,000 live account, but you're only mentally comfortable risking $250. You can have a 50K live account, but you're only comfortable risking $100. And if you go over that $100, then you're going to be anxious, you're going to be fearful, and you have to decide, you have to determine what that number for yourself is, so that you're not over leveraging. And I'm not saying over leveraging in terms of your account size. I'm saying over leveraging in terms of your psychological risk tolerance. And I feel like that was one of the things that led me to blow all of my funded accounts. That 30K profit was because, in my mind that morning, I figured, since I have a nice buffer built up, and, I have I have more room to work with, I figured, why not increase the size, since I'm able to with the amount of buffer room that I have. But I forgot that, I have my own psychological risk tolerance, and I went over that number, and that caused me to, be fearful, be anxious while in the trades, and that caused me to inevitably go on tilt. And so you just have to be aware of what your your psychological risk tolerance is. For me personally, it's $500. Like, if I lose more than $500 on one trade, I probably 9 times out of 10 won't be happy with it, because, no matter the account size, it's just a matter of, I'm not comfortable losing this much on a single trade. And over time, obviously, that number will grow, but you just have to get used to seeing those numbers, and like, even if it's just a paper account, like, it will still have an effect on you, because, like I said, everyone has their own psychological risk tolerance, or at least that's what I think. And I feel like not a lot of people talk about that, and I think that's pretty important in terms of being comfortable while in the trade, because you can have a $500,000 live account, and if you're only comfortable risking $500 and you try to risk $2,000, you're going to be scared the whole entire time while you're in that trade, because you don't want to lose $2,000 on that single trade. And it's not really, it's kind of about the money, but I don't want to make it seem like it's only about the money. It's about your psychological risk tolerance and how much you're comfortable losing. So you have to figure out, again, how much you personally are comfortable losing, do trial and error, and work with that and grow from there. You can't just, try and skip all the other steps and start up here when really you're down here, and you have to build up. So you don't want to jump ahead. That's only going to hurt you more. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is being scared of losing potential profits. So that's kind of like, the fear of losing. So I tied that in there. Say, like, when you're in a winning trade, and the only thing that you can think about is your stop loss being hit, or the only thing you can think about is price reversing all the way back to your stop loss, after being in nice profits. And that fear usually stems from scar tissue from past events. So, like, in the past, you've had something happen like that, and it mentally scarred you. Like your brain will remember that event and bring it to the present moment, and be like, but last time I had this amount of profits, price came all the way back and reversed against me and stopped me out for a loss. And that's what's going to be going through your head the next time you're in that situation. So you have to grow out of that scar tissue, and you don't want to be moving your stop loss unrealistically tight when you're in a trade. You want to give your trade breathing room, and stop loss management is, again, that's a whole nother topic that we can go over another day, but I don't want to go too deep into that. I kind of just want to focus on what we're talking about now. But stop loss management, you want to give your trade breathing room. You don't want to rush it up just because you're seeing some numbers on your screen, and you think, oh man, like I don't want to lose any of this. But at the end of the day, it's not even your money yet. It's not your money until you get out of your position. So don't rush your stop loss. And again, usually when you feel that way, you don't want to lose profits. It's probably because you're over leveraged, you're oversized, and you're seeing numbers that you're not used to, and you just want to get out as quickly as possible. So that also can have to do with over leveraging. But yeah. So whenever you feel that uncomfortable feeling while you're in a winning trade, you want to get out, or you don't know what price is going to do anymore. You feel kind of anxious, and you're thinking about your stop loss getting hit constantly. What I want you to do is apply the 2-minute rule, and I learned this from ICT. One of his hidden Twitter spaces. I don't know which one it was, but it's always stuck with me because I used to have this same struggle, and I applied the 2-minute rule, and it really helped me out a lot. So the 2-minute rule is basically, while you're in a trade, you're in profits, and you start to get that uncomfortable feeling of like you start to panic, not panic, but like you start to like question yourself, like, oh, should I just get out here, or should I move my stop loss, should I like what, like I don't know what price wants to do anymore. Like you start like thinking about a lot of stuff that you weren't thinking about before. And what I did was apply the 2-minute rule, which was basically from where you start feeling that you want to give price 2 minutes. And after those 2 minutes, if you're still feeling uncomfortable, then you can take half the trade off, or take a partial, take something off, just to make you feel better. Just so that you can tell yourself that, okay, I secured something from this trade, and then you can move your stop loss to break even. And or after 2 minutes, most of the time you'll find out, if you're on sides, you'll find out that you'll see if you're on sides or not in 2 minutes, because price will start moving in your direction. But yeah, in 2 minutes you can take something off if you still feel uncomfortable after those 2 minutes. And if you take something off, take half your position off or partial, and you still feel uncomfortable, then that's when you can, take the trade off. But what this 2-minute rule is doing is it's basically building up that muscle of being able to hold your trades longer. So that is also another skill that needs to be developed in trading, holding your trades, right? And the way that you build that, the way that's helped me build that, is the 2-minute rule. So, and over time, that period between when you enter and when you get that uncomfortable feeling will grow and grow and grow over time. But you have to take it slow, the 2-minute rule, day by day, and that's how you can get better. A lot of people ask me, how do I hold my trades so long? How do I hold my trades to my final TP? It's because of years of experience of doing that 2-minute rule, getting over that uncomfortable feeling. And obviously I wasn't like this from the start. I had to take partials in the beginning. I had to aim for the low-hanging fruit, the 20 handles on NAS. 20 handles on NAS is nothing now to me. But that's what I used to aim for, because I wasn't comfortable holding my trades. Because again, like when you're a beginner trader and you start knowing what price is going to do, it becomes very scary, because it's like you see those profits, and it's like you don't want to lose them. So aim for the low-hanging fruit in the beginning. What I mean by low-hanging fruit is easy objectives, easy targets. You don't want to be aiming for your final TP as your like only take profit when you're in the beginning of your development. You want to be aiming for the low-hanging fruit, the easy objectives, and that will help you grow into being able to hold your trades longer, so you can take your profits or take a partial at the low-hanging fruit. What I used to do is I would take majority of my position at the low-hanging fruit, but not all of it, and then I would leave a runner to see my final TP get hit. And doing that over time helped me see that, okay, most of the time, my final TP is getting hit. I just have to grow into that. I have to grow out of that uncomfortable feeling of holding my trades, and that's what I did using the 2-minute rule. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this topic. Is there anything else you guys wanted me to cover that you think I missed on this topic? Or you think I kind of covered it all? I feel like I kind of covered it all. Covered all the bases. Nice. Like your timed rule. Yeah. That definitely did help a lot with me. And everyone that comes to me talking about like asking me how do I hold my trade so long, or they tell me that they're fearful while being in profits, I just simply tell them, the 2-minute rule. It'll help you a lot, and it'll make trading a lot more easier. It's like mental resistance training. Yeah, exactly. It's literally training your brain, training your muscles. So, good insight. Thank you. But how long was this? That was only 30 minutes. Not a long talk. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do one of these every Saturday for us, and then like a Saturday some kind of talk. It can even just be like a weekly recap or psychological topic, and then Sundays we'll do like our weekly analysis in a live call. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do these every weekend. So I think that would be good. Even though 10 people said they'd come and we only had 4 for the most part, and my stomach is still growling. But yeah. Well, I said my Wi-Fi was down. Whatever, it's not whatever. I'm recording these anyway, so even when people do join in the future, they'll see all these recordings and they'll be able to watch them back. And I'll make a separate folder for just these talks specifically, so that you don't have to go through all the recordings to find these. I'll make like a psychological folder. I'll make a live execution folder as well. They don't want it enough. Probably at work. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, most of them. There's 10 people said they're interested, but it's fine. They can just watch the recording. Yeah, I learned from him to put the tick view instead of P&L view. That way, I didn't get anxious about that. I think that's also good. Looking at the ticks. As long as you're managing risk properly, like you set your stop loss at the proper number, the proper dollar amount, and then you look at the ticks. I think that is good as well, so your eyes aren't glued to your P&L, because most of the time what will happen is when you're in a trade, your eyes will be glued to your P&L and mainly focused on your P&L, causing you to lose focus on price and what price is actually doing, and that will, that can lead to you being lost in price, start doubting yourself because you don't know what happened with price, because the only thing that you're focused on is your P&L. So I think that's good as well, changing your thing to ticks. Yeah, but again, like there'll always be ways to look at your P&L, so you just have to make sure that you're strictly looking at the ticks. But I think that is also very helpful. I might do that for my my funded account, so that I think I'm gonna do that for my funded account on TradingView. I'll do that after I end this. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's topic. It wasn't that long. Tried to keep it as short as possible. And we'll do a lot more in the poll. I think the other thing was, let me see, what was the other thing? So the one that was second to this one was the desire to rush the process, which is basically impatience. So I think we'll do that. We'll cover that next week. Submitting the time, being patient, letting your time come, letting your journey come, not comparing yourself to others. And that also ties into like over leveraging, over trading, trying to get to your final objective, trying to meet your goals as quick as possible. But yeah, we'll go over that next week. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So if you guys have any final things you want to say, or any final questions you have, let me know. If not, then I'll let you guys go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I appreciate you guys coming as well. I know it's like a Saturday morning, and especially winter plays all Cali. It's 8 a.m. on a Saturday. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming. It is a journey. Because you're very young age. Thank you. Yeah, I don't really I feel like it is very advantageous in the long run, like in the future, like 10, 15, 20 years from now, but it's hard for me to think like that because I'm so focused on like the next like month, the next year, the next 6 months. And I don't really look out like that far, and I think it's like it's good for me to look out that far and realize like how much I'm really doing. 200 people in here this time next year. We'll see, bro. We'll see. Hopefully. Maybe next week we can get like 5 people. If I keep your phone on the ground, don't let money mess with your life. As an individual, make him as high. Yeah, I agree. I feel like money definitely has an impact on me right now because I've had a point in my life where I've had money, and I've had a point in my life where I didn't have money. So going from that period where you did have money and then transitioning to where you don't have money, it is like an impact on your psychological, and it's like you kind of just want to go back to that point where you did have money, and I feel like that does have an impact. So I feel like money does have kind of influence over me right now in my mental, and I feel like obviously that's not good. So I'm trying to figure out like I'm just trying to focus on the journey and build back to where I was, instead of just worrying about like what I did have and what I could have. Thinking about what he's gonna do. Yes, exactly, Matthias. Exactly. That's like an example, right? Like I was just thinking about like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then boom, it was gone, and then it's like, well, now what? Right? So you don't wanna let money have control over your life. Because at the end of the day, money is a made up thing. Money is printed. Before money, there was not money, right? So money wasn't always around. There were people that were happy before money, so there's no excuse for why you can't be happy without money. Learn to enjoy the now. Yes, I agree. I 100% agree. I do need to focus on more enjoying the present moment, being present, and not letting my mind get to me too much. Money will come and go, exactly, until we manage to keep it. But money will come and go. You're gonna earn money. You're gonna make money just to spend it, whether it's on investments or just living that lifestyle. But at the end of the day, money comes and goes. So getting out of bed the next day must have been tough. Bounce back though, yeah. Honestly, like the next week, getting out of bed. But we're back. We're here, and if I could do it once, I could do it as many times as I want. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold you guys too long, and I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Do some productive stuff. Make yourself feel better. Release some dopamine. Go to the gym. Read a book. And yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym right now. So get a nice leg day in. I think the last time I hit legs was like a month ago. So should be fun. But yeah, go enjoy the rest of your day. Get some sunshine. And have a good rest of your weekend. And tomorrow, I'll do my live weekly analysis in this Discord. So I'll go live and like do my weekly analysis. I'll send the whole Discord event thing after I end this, but yeah, I'll just let you guys know ahead of time. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and if you're coming tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. If not, then I will see you on Monday during the live trading session. So till then, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good weekend. And people watching this on YouTube, if you want to join this, my members section for my Discord, I'll put the link down below. I do live trading every week, every day, and I show my executions, and I do talks like these every weekend, and I do my weekly analysis, all that. You'll see it all in the link. But if you want to join, I'll put the link in the description. If you just want to join the free Discord, I'll also put that link in the description for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and till next time, be safe.